welcome to CryptoTV. I'm your host, Ornella Hernandez, and I'll be breaking down some of the latest news from the Web3 world. Today, we'll get into the court case that we've all got our eyes on. United States versus Sam Bankman-Fried, former CEO of FTX crypto exchange. Let's see what happened during week 1 and 2 so far. The crypto trial of the century has begun. The United States versus Sam Bankman-Fried. The man behind the FTX collapse is facing 7 criminal charges, including fraud and money laundering. If convicted, Bankman-Fried could be sentenced to 100+ years in prison, so the rest of his life. Here's what happened during week 1. The final jury was selected. The 12 starting jury members includes a librarian, a nurse, and a USPS worker. Then ex-employee and longtime ex-friend, testified against Bankman-Fried, also known as SBF. Ex-investor and ex-customer testified against him, and ex-co-founder and CTO also testified against him. Oh, and his ex-girlfriend. This means that a lot of people turned against him. Then the prosecution and defense presented their opening statements to the jury. In the prosecution's opening argument, they said that Sam Bankman-Fried's empire of power, wealth, and influence was all built on lies. He stole billions of dollars from millions of victims. Bankman-Fried spent the money on himself and on political contributions. Even though his on and off girlfriend was the CEO, SBF was still calling the shots. He had secret access to FTX's assets and could move and spend them whenever he wanted. He lied to lenders and falsified documents. The prosecution's side ended with, he bought himself wealth, power, and influence. You will see it, and you will see that there's only one verdict. Sam Bankman-Fried is guilty. Now the response, the defense's argument. Sam didn't defraud anyone. He acted in good faith. Sam worked hard and is a math nerd who didn't drink or party. Sam made Caroline Ellison, his ex-girlfriend, the CEO of Alameda. Sam warned her that crypto prices were crashing and to place a hedge. We don't know if this is true. It's not a crime to declare bankruptcy. The defense ended with, at the end, we'll ask you to find Sam not guilty. Thank you. Not a very strong opening statement, in my opinion. Then the first 2 witnesses testified. Witness number 1 was Marc-Antoine Julliard. He's a commodities broker that mainly trades cocoa beans. Also, former FTX customer who lost $100,000 or more from the exchange trading BTC, ETH, Doge, and others. This was an opportunity for the jury to hear a first-hand experience from a former FTX customer who lost money. Smart move. Witness number 2 was Adam Yedida, Sam Bankman-Fried's longtime friend and college roommate at MIT in Boston, a former employee at Alameda and FTX. He lived in a $35 million mansion with Sam in the Bahamas. Adam's testimony was full of big words that put you to sleep, honestly, but he did provide some useful information. Turns out that he found a software bug that overstated how much Alameda owed customers. This was when he realized that there was $8 billion missing from customer accounts. When Adam confronted SBF about it, his response was, we were bulletproof last year, but we're not so bulletproof this year, according to Adam. SBF encouraged FTX employees to use Signal and auto-delete messages. Signal is a messaging app similar to WhatsApp or Telegram, but even more private and secure. Adam claimed that he later found out from another developer that Alameda was using FTX customer deposits to pay back loans to creditors. He has since resigned and not spoken to SBF. But this was big because it shows that SBF knew that there was financial trouble months before FTX's collapse. Now, I want to include a funny anecdote from the courtroom. At the end of one of the first days, the judge asked both sides if there was anything else that they wanted to bring up before wrapping up for the day. And Sam's lawyer immediately said that there was one item. He stated that Mr. Bankman-Fried is not receiving sufficient Adderall, that he needs it 2 times a day, and if the judge could order the Bureau of Prison to have it sent. The judge responded, you get in touch with them. I don't have a medical degree. I mean, you seriously can't make this up. Adderall is a medication that's used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. Basically, it helps increase concentration and focus. So this is something that's usually prescribed to students. And God knows why SBF needs it in prison. Others also took to the stand during week 1. Matt Huang and Gary Wang. Matt Huang is the co-founder of Paradigm and an investor who lost $275 million investing in FTX. He claims that SBF made investors believe that FTX customer deposits were always safe. He said SBF was very resistant to having investors join the board of directors. Matt's testimony was short, but it gave the jurors insight into how institutional investors and venture capitalists were misled. Then Gary Wang, who was the co-founder and CTO of FTX, his testimony was the highlight of the day. Why? Because Gary alleges that he not only saw SBF commit crimes, but that they committed crimes together. He knowingly committed fraud with SBF and other FTX executives. Apparently, there was code written to give Alameda backdoor access to FTX customer funds. Gary wrote the code, but SBF told him what he wanted the code to do. And this gave Alameda a $65 billion line of credit and unlimited withdrawals. There it is. Wang confirmed what we suspected all along, that SBF had unlimited access to customer deposits, and asked multiple times for Alameda to be cleared in using and abusing customer deposits. This isn't looking great for the defense, who plan to blame his execs. Their defense could be over before it even begins. And odds are increasingly looking like Sam is going to have to testify to overcome the testimonies against him. But maybe the risks that would come with Sam being cross-examined just aren't worth it. And worse yet is that prosecutors moved to block Sam's defense from mentioning that FTX creditors might see the bankruptcy estate benefit from an investment in an AI company called Anthropic. Amazon threw billions into this company, and Google looks like it's going to follow. The result? FTX customers could see a significant boost in their claims getting paid out. Yay, that's good. This might make Sam look a little less worse. Did you know that there's also someone actually trying to make Sam look a little less worse? Well, it's author Michael Lewis, who penned The Big Short and Moneyball. And he also just released a sympathetic biography on SBF last week. The book is called Going Infinite, and it centers on the rise and fall of Sam Bankman-Fried and the failed FTX crypto exchange. He basically calls SBF a genius who was just misunderstood, while presenting a biased account of events, because he presents only one side of the story, with no mention of a lot of the damning stuff, like the backdoor that SBF put into FTX's accounting system, or the fact that we still don't know exactly how much Alameda dug itself into a deep hole, or that he told his assets were fine, when he had to know that they were not fine. I'm not sure about this, guys. What about you? Are you open to the possibility that SBF mostly just bumbled his way to disaster without ever intentionally defrauding anyone? Consider, for example, that FTX customers may eventually be made whole. Then maybe it really was just a case of a very badly run bank. Of course, this wouldn't get SBF entirely off the hook, especially given that his closest colleagues have all admitted guilt. So that doesn't look too good for him. And the latest person to testify against him this week is Caroline Ellison, the government's star witness in this case. When the assistant US attorney asked if she committed a crime, Caroline said, "Yes, we did. I mean Sam and I and others," she clarified, and then listed her crimes as fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud, and money laundering. She actually pleaded guilty in December to 2 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, conspiracy to commit commodities fraud, conspiracy to commit securities fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. That's a lot of fraud for a 28-year-old. And testifying against her ex was part of the plea deal that she made with the government. And apparently it even took her almost 30 seconds to even recognize Sam Bankman-Fried in the courtroom, when asked by assistant attorney to identify the defendant. Ellison stood up from the stand and looked around the room for a while before realizing that her ex got a fresh haircut before the trial, and reportedly from a fellow inmate. Known for wearing, sporting beach shorts and his big curly hair, that must have been a shock to her to see this change. Caroline also admitted that they took around $14 billion, some of which were able to be paid back. She said, adding that she sent balance sheets to lenders with numbers adjusted to make Alameda look less risky as an investment at the direction of Sam. There was lots of commingling going around, and not just of funds from FTX to the hedge fund at Alameda, or the roughly $5 billion in personal loans that Alameda gave to political candidates, but of the exec team. Caroline said she began dating SBF in the summer of 2021, though they had been sleeping together from time to time before that. The relationship was on again, off again, until the spring of 2022, when they broke up for good. This is a super, super messy situation, and it just goes to show how wrong dating a coworker could go. With each day of the trial, this is starting to sound more and more like a soap opera involving sex and sabotage. We got it all. We love the drama, even in crypto. So stay tuned for more updates on this epic crypto trial. And in the meantime, we have a special guest joining me. Let's see what he has to say about all of this. We're joined today by Babacar, who is the CEO and founder of Petale, and he's coming all the way from Paris, France. How are you today?
I'm doing very well.
Thanks for joining me. I know that you were at the Wow Summit in Dubai this past weekend, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about how that experience was, because I know that Petale won a special award for Best Startup. Am I correct?
Yeah, we had the challenge had been selected by the Web3 community from the Web3 World Summit, and we ended up by winning this competition, which was a great news from me and our team. And it was a great experience because it happened in Dubai, and we have a very exciting community that want to promote the Web3.
That's so exciting. And tell me a little bit more about Petale then. I know you guys are heralded as a tokenized investment fund. So what does that mean exactly?
Yeah. Petale is an investment fund that have the particularity of using security token as an instrument, as a financial instrument to allow anyone from all over the globe to invest in the real economy at the speed of light. So that means you can just select opportunities on our platforms, and then you review the opportunity and you go into the process of making an arbitrage. But the advantage of that is you deal with real world asset.
Okay.
And then you select the opportunity you would like to impact on that exchange. And the tokenization of the tokenized investment fund is a new form of fund that we have created as an innovation for the financial market that use that leverage with blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, and using the best of the art that the legacy financial TradFi is providing, using as well the best experience you can get from Web3 and also for the blockchain industry.
Okay, so what types of assets are we talking about here? You mentioned traditional real world assets. So can you give me some examples, please?
Yeah, we have, for instance, we are talking about cereal, for instance. Cereal is a real world asset that is impacting the global society. So that's why we decided to start with that type of asset for promoting the investment through that asset. And we also consider going through other type of asset. But what is great with the cereal is that we provide liquidity to the farmer that need liquidity for operating their yearly production. Okay. And then we negotiate and we structure those operations with our banking partners, and we create those bonds that create the financial product that we just tokenize and distribute to the market.
Okay, so that's a commodity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, from the financial market, you can see us as just a new distributor that come into the traditional finance world. But if you take the perspective from a Web3 blockchain, it's just a new type of product that our community is calling real world asset.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see. And so the idea behind it is to get cash from these assets.
Absolutely.
Because they're traditionally illiquid?
Yeah, traditionally, yeah, they are illiquid.
Okay.
Absolutely, because the 95% of the wealth that we have created during this civilization is illiquid today, and there is only 5% of the wealth that is liquid today in the form of money.
Right.
So that means we
Fiat
need to have
money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That means we need more liquidity that we have to inject on the real economy to be able to create new additional value, and also to change the business model of certain business. And for that, tokenization is a great instrument for that. And because you tokenize the asset on a very atomic way, this is the word we use, and then you give the possibility for small investors, but qualified investors, to play to those investments, then you open a huge new market.
Okay,
And
so
this is what
atomic,
happening.
you mean like fractionalized, right? Because
Absolutely,
you
yeah.
can have
It's
a little bit of
fractional.
it.
You have a little bit of your building, or a little bit of your cereal, and a little bit of a financial instrument. And this gives you the way of creating a new portfolio of investment where you don't spend so much time with how this asset has been structured. Then you just come and you pick up different portion of the different assets, and you create your own yield from out of that, and then you just apply and you make an arbitrage. So this is the great innovation that Petale is bringing to the market, coming from what we observed the last couple of years from the traditional finance. That apply, by the way, to Web3, because it's just investment process, and we take at the same time what is the best as a technology that we bring to the TradFi. We take the best out of the both.
Okay, I see. And so I feel like tokenization, though, is such a buzzword nowadays. Everyone's just kind of throwing it around. Like, do you believe that everything needs to be tokenized, or everything can be tokenized?
I don't think so. I think what we did on our company, we start saying that there is some type of asset we never cannot tokenize, like illegal asset, for instance, or
illegal
asset, or non-ethical asset.
Okay,
It
like
doesn't make
for example,
sense. Like a body of people, like for instance.
Okay.
You cannot do that.
Right.
We try to also just focus on the financial aspect of the asset. So that means we only tokenize asset that can create value, that asset that can bring community around it. And that's why we look at emotional asset on our companies and exceptional asset.
Emotional assets.
Absolutely.
And cereal counts.
It's our concept, yes, certainly.
I do love cereal.
That's why we do 5-star hotel visits on our target. And also we try to get, every time we tokenize things, we try to get it big and exceptional and emotional. Because emotional will bring the sense of impact for people. We go into the person, and people can be an organization, you know. We have seen organization that is looking for having impact on the green transformation, protecting the planet. Sustainability. So this can be marketed from our platform as an emotional investment process.
Right. Yeah. Blockchain for good, for social good.
Absolutely, yeah. And because also we are providing a blockchain which is, by the way, energy efficient, and by design, we contribute also to the energy efficiency of the overall financial process.
Okay, all right, I see. And so I did also want to just ask your thoughts on the market, given the current market conditions, the bear market, and how maybe that has either affected Petale or maybe given it more opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for us when the market is bear or it's booming, because we are out of the fluctuation market. Because our collateral is real world. Real world is not just fluctuating.
Right.
And then because we create value on top of that asset, our our trend is always positive. But we need to make a compromise on time. And if investors play with time, they will gonna win with our platform.
So if they're in it for the long term.
Absolutely, medium term, I would say.
Okay, mid
and
to long term.
sometimes short term, they can have some spot. For instance, the cereal is a liquid, it's a limited quantity of opportunity to tokenize. So once we commercialize a portion of a cereal and we reach the limit of that tokenization, and people have to wait the new generation of the bond that comes.
Right.
And
where are we getting all this cereal from?
From France. We are doing this French cereal, and we are also targeting the Brazilian market of cereal, which is a great one as well.
And now you're also targeting UAE?
And Dubai as a hub for opening new investment opportunity. So we expect to take advantage of this move that the authority is taking for bringing Web3 experience. It's a very visionary approach to get all those brilliant companies that just add a new game changer view on the financial market. So we will be operating as well. We expecting from Dubai to be able to serve the tokenization market and participate to the growth.
And how would you compare the European market versus the GCC or Middle Eastern market?
In crypto, it's the European market have decided to give a clear regulation framework that is called the MiCA, and that allow any company that go through the process to operate on a very secure way. And Petale is on that process, and here we have seen that Vara is also structuring the crypto market in the same way. So we believe that there will be, at a certain period of time, a connection between both regulatory framework that allow cross-border business on crypto between Dubai and Europe. And because Europe have a really great asset and very great financial market and a lot of liquidity, and that's the same is also in Dubai. The connection between both can be done by Petale, and we will be using all this opportunity.
Okay. And I am curious, where did the name Petale come from? I mean, I think it means petal, right? Or refers to flowers?
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually, we wanted to go to this process of saying everything you have seen on life is going through a different phase of. You have to born, you have to grow, and you mature, and you die.
Okay, so it's like the evolution.
This is the evolution.
The growth.
So we are creating an experimentation of integrating and doing an inception of technology within the financial market, and this innovation have to grow within the financial market, within the traditional finance. So we are changing things within the traditional finance, but using the best principle of blockchain, and it make a huge difference. And we wanted to have this branding like Apple did, perfection for everything we do, and not centralizing, by the way, but just offering a place where anyone can just identify themselves. That's why we chose
Apple has great marketing, for sure.
Thank you. You have a great marketing team, and they work a lot on that. But it's part of the vision, right?
I see. Yeah. Well, speaking of growth, or maybe the opposite, lack of growth or setbacks, I did want to bring up Sam Bankman-Fried, since his trial is ongoing right now in New York, and we're now in week 2. So I wanted to get your thoughts on what's going on there, what you think might happen with FTX and SBF.
Yeah, it's always shame when we see a project that failed, and it's even. And it's also bad when we see the whole industry that is growing that also has been impacted on that. The implementation show that there is a way of optimizing the way we do the things to be in complete compliance with the regulatory framework, with also the society, which type of finance we would like to show to the player, the investor, the regulator, the people that really believe on crypto, about how to improve from this experience. But what is sure is that the new project we had been seeing within the Web3 industry show a lot of maturity.
Do you think that there was malicious intent at all from the founders or executive team?
I cannot take a joker on that response, but and in Petale, everything we do is a good intention, well-being, but I don't think that people do great innovation with bad intention.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, regulation also played a big, or lack of regulation played a big part in this collapse.
That's why all the projects request to have a clear regulation to create opportunity.
Definitely. All right, well, thank you so much for your time. And before we leave, could you tell the audience what's the best way to learn more about Petale and to get in touch with you?
Yeah, actually, the best way is going to our website, petale.com. We have an application available on Apple Store, which is also Petale.
Okay.
That is available. They can apply for opening an account from our app, and then from there we will be building some relationship with the community in Dubai to start training our community on how to invest on security token, which is what we offer. And because the security token is different from a utility token, they get a financial product that is living within a blockchain. And if they want to learn more about that, we have a program that we're going to start in the coming weeks.
Okay.
And it will be very, very easy to understand for all the communities.
That's exciting. Could you maybe briefly explain what are like the top benefits that a user would get by signing up for an account with Petale?
Yeah, actually they get early access on the platform. So that means they will get the first opportunity that will be going to list it, which is a green bond that will be going to tokenize to the platform, so they can buy hopefully cereal on our platform directly. This is the first day, and later on they will be able to get access to our premium member club, which give them access to more education, because one of the challenge we face, even for the FTX you are mentioning, is people had not been trained for investing.
Right.
And company don't care about that sometimes. And we want to train people to be able to understand what they do, and then to give them more liberty and opportunity to decide themselves. If you have a platform that is designed in such way, you give them all the tools to create wealth over the time.
Okay, training and education.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Good.
Well, thank you so much for your time today, Babacar.
Thank you very much for the invitation. It was great.
And everyone, please stay tuned for the market update coming up next.
In the crypto market, BTC is down 3.44% this week, trading at $26,839. ETH also down 5.92% this week, trading at $1,550. And SOL down by 7.52% this week, at $21.41. But Privacy Coin Monero is up this past week, trading at $153.36.
That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in. But before I let you go, let me remind you about the upcoming GITEX conference and the Future Blockchain Summit in Dubai. 4 full days of all things tech and blockchain from the 15th through the 18th of October. You don't want to miss this coverage from Web3 TV. See you guys there.